service offered to SAP customers to inform and demonstrate SAP functionality and industry best practices to improve your business performance. Our webinar today is entitled Fundamentals of SAP Recipe Development 7.01. During today's webinar, we will discuss the new release of SAP Recipe Development. We are very grateful for SAP for participating in our webinar today. My name is Alan Mendel, Vice President for LeverX. I will be our webinar moderator today. Before I turn the time over to our presenters, let me introduce you to LeverX. LeverX is an SAP Services Partner, an SAP Business Object Solution Partner, an associate member of the PLM Alliance, and a Google Enterprise Partner. LeverX delivers strategic, functional, and technical services in the areas of SAP Product Lifecycle Management, Portfolio and Project Management, and Supply Chain Management Solutions. In addition, LeverX provides services for SAP technical capabilities as well as Google Apps integration with SAP and mobile development.
I want to introduce me. I am Dan Bender. I'm a Solution Manager specifically in the area of PLM for the process industries, and I'm based here in the U.S. So over the next half an hour, I'll be happy to share with you some new information about the next release of our product in this area called Recipe Development. I appreciate the time from the people at LeverX to get in the forum to do this. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about a topic called product and service leadership at SAP. So if you go to the next slide, please. Actually, probably two slides. Thank you. The one quick thing I'd like to point out before we get too far, some of you on the phone might be aware of a product that we offer in this space called Recipe Management. Recipe Management has been out and available in SAP ERP since approximately 2001. This Recipe Development is actually a new tool set. While it does occupy much of the same space as the recipe management environment, it is not just simply a name change, but rather a new approach to how we work in this particular area. In the past, a couple of things about recipe management that I'd like to point out. It was very much a product data management style tool. It was not really a process enablement, so to speak. And therefore, there's a little bit of a different focus as we go to recipe development, where we have a much more of a process-oriented fashion as well as a data management fashion. Secondly, the recipe management component definitely had a high focus on those customers who were in the food industries, people who worked with food-style products, while recipe development is a little bit more industry agnostic or cross-industry. Specifically, when we were doing the development of this particular product tool set, we worked a lot with not only other people within the CP industry, so food industries, chemicals industries, personal care, but also life sciences as well. So it has a much broader usage case in terms of the types of scenarios that it's intended to support.
My name is Anil Kakad, and I am part of the EHS and recipe management team at LeverX. And so this is really on behalf of this team. First slide, please, Alan. Okay, what I'm going to cover this morning, and I was very, very impressed with Dan's demo, and really quite excited to really move through what's the new thing called recipe development. And in my presentation here, when I use the term RM, that's recipe management, that's the present recipe management system, and intentionally I have created RD. So whenever I talk about RD, we're talking about the new system. Now, obviously, most customers will fit into one of these three scenarios here, and obviously you either have implemented RM, or in the process of doing it, or planning on doing RM. So next slide, please. Okay, the general considerations here, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this. This is pretty much the kind of the best practice of considerations whenever you go to a new to a new system or a new project, and some very common sense stuff here. And obviously, when you're in an SAP system, you want to make sure that you use as much SAP standard as possible, as opposed to doing too much customization or coding. And obviously, there is always this relationship between the business and the IT that really doesn't change. The collaboration has to be very good, so that you end up with a business solution. And the executive mandate, no project is successful without the executive management giving the green light. So that's very important. And again, kind of maybe 101, that don't turn a project into a wish list. And obviously, you want to make sure that, and this goes kind of hand in hand with what I just said, that you want to make sure that you pick your functionality and design what you really need, as opposed to a wish list. And it's very, very important that you pick an experienced implementation partner, particularly whenever you go to a new system like we're talking about here. All the idiosyncrasies of going from one type of system to another, is very important that you pick the right implementation partner. And most of you who have implemented recipe management or in the process, never ever underestimate the the migration of the legacy specification system. Next slide, please.